What's going on YouTube? JT Isherborn here, and welcome back to another edition to my King Kong comic reviews with a review on Return to Skull Island. This is part of the MonsterVerse. This is a continuation of the Skull Island animated series. If you want to know my thoughts on the previous 3 issues, you can go ahead and check out those videos there on the channel. But this is issue number 4, at least I think so, right? Yep, issue number 4. And this is seemingly kind of the final issue of this particular series, which is weird because it's not advertised as it. It actually, by the end of the issue, teases kind of a new comic book series because this is called Return to Skull Island. And now that they've seemingly kind of finished this first sort of arc, they're like to be continued in Escape from Skull Island. So yeah, it looks like we're getting a follow-up comic book series to this one, but it leaves us with a lot of questions, and it just feels like it's kind of setting up, okay, Kong has to face off against this Yuggoth thing. There's a little bit of mystery and intrigue going on with this other group led by this guy named Druid, and you have Annie, who we still don't know her last name, but I'm going to say it's going to be Ann Darrow, and if I'm wrong, then oh well, but I'm still pushing for that. That's got to be the case. It's just something in my gut. I feel like it's going to be like her last name. She's still having issues with her mom, but she also wants to stay on Skull Island because she doesn't like civilian life. She loves the adventure. She loves the thrill. She likes being with dogs. She likes that sense of freedom. And she likes Charlie, which we've kind of established here. Like, it's not romantic yet, but she kind of has a moment there with him where she's talking and she's like, I have dog here and I have you. And it's like, oh, okay, so there's got to be something a little bit more going on there, but again, this is Skull Island. It's not exactly safe. So issue opens up. It's Yuggoth, who's seemingly able to it's this elemental titan kaiju thing, and can kind of control other titans, as I'm kind of showcasing here. I mean, all these titans begin to follow him. I don't know all the names of the Skull Island titans. We have like one of those buffalo things we've seen in Kong Skull Island. We have Kaya's group of like tribes people kind of trying to go one way, but you have Yuggoth going after them to kind of goad Kong to coming out to battle. And then it's just them trying to plan a means to escape the island and also stop this thing and kind of make right for what happened with Kong and all that too. And Charlie feels responsible for what happened. He's like, I got to try and find a way to kind of make this thing right. So he gets on the back of Dog with Annie. They have their conversation. She tells him how she doesn't want to go back to the civilized world. She hates it there. And Charlie asks, well, what about your mom? She's like, she lived this long without me. She can deal with it, kind of. She's like, I got Dog here and I got you. And he's like, oh, okay, well, that's something, because he's like, we got to get the hell off this island because it's a little too dangerous, even though she kind of likes that thrill. The group of mercenaries or whatever that Irene kind of worked with, they have some nefarious plans why they went to Skull Island. We don't exactly know the reasons, but I'm sure it has to do with resources, or perhaps they're a rival organization of Monarch. I don't think they are Monarch because we would have seen their logo inhabited with this thing at some point. But yeah, so there's some kind of issues going on back and forth between the group. We get some monster attack action in this thing, and then we get Kong back, who seems to be back to almost full strength. It seems that some sort of thing that they put on him kind of rejuvenated him. And then we get the big battle between Kong and Yuggoth. There's also a moment where Charlie's dad talks about seeing a Titan for the first time, or he calls it a cryptid. And based on its body there, was this supposed to be Tiamat, or was this another creature? I don't exactly know off the top of my head, but it's just a kind of theory. Maybe it's in the Tiamat species because we don't see its full body. Of course, I could be way off there, or it could be like one of those water serpent things we saw in Godzilla Kong the New Empire. There's so many possibilities when it comes to the Titans, but this Yuggoth character being more elemental focused and seemingly having influence over these other Titans to kind of craft to use against Kong in battle. I mean, look at all the different monsters that it has like at its disposal. We even see some skull crawlers in there as well, which, as we know from Kong Skull Island and other things, they're kind of like the thing Kong despises kind of the most in terms of the monsters, because they were the ones that killed his parents. At least I think so, right off the top of my head. Yeah. So the skull crawlers, Kong is not a fan, but he's fought them for years, so he knows what he's doing. And again, we get to a big battle here. They kind of plot to use the explosives from Druid's group to kind of lure Yuggoth there, and basically they set the explosives off. Kong escapes, and they send Yuggoth back into Hollow Earth. Don't exactly kill it off, to be utilized probably for later on, but it will be back. And then at the end of the issue, it seems they're all stranded there because that guy Druid and his group left them, and Annie couldn't be more thrilled. She's like, oh, sweet, good, we're stuck here on the island. She's like the only one happy. It's like, fine, I don't get to go back. This is fantastic. And then it says to be continued in Escape from Skull Island. So yeah, I'm kind of really surprised that it just sort of ended here. I feel like when Skull Island, the anime ended, and we got stuck with that cliffhanger ending, I'm like, no, when are we going to get season two? And we never end up getting season two. It seems like it's just going to be a comic form continuation. And then we get the 4 issues of here. It's like, okay, we're continuing the storyline. What are we going to happen next? Oh, it's done. Now we're moving on to another series, which I haven't seen officially announced yet, but it did say Escape from Skull Island. So I don't think they would put that thing right there without announcing it. Maybe this is just the 4 issues for the first volume of this thing, and then they just call the second set of issues something else. So I don't know when that second series is supposed to come out, because it only looks like we just got the 4 issues here. It's better than nothing and at least continuing the story, but I am kind of bummed that it's just leaving on another sort of cliffhanger here. If had I known that this was like kind of the last in this, supposedly the last in the series, I wouldn't have felt as disappointed. But I don't see an issue 5 popping up when I look on Amazon's website. So is it just going to be continuing as Return to Skull Island, or is it going to be Escape from Skull Island and be another 4 issue arc? And there's so many questions kind of left lingering, like what's they do with that other group, and what were they really doing on Skull Island? Are they part of a rival organization to Monarch or something, maybe having to do with Alan Jonah or something from the movies? I don't know, it just raises a lot of questions, because like Skull Island, the animated series, and this here, they are part of the MonsterVerse, they are considered canon, but they're kind of off in their own little world per se. So, and then Kong, how is he going to evolve as a character as the series progresses? So they've kind of formed a sort of working relationship between him and that. And again, this is the 1990s to my knowledge, and we're just gonna have to, it's set before I think Skull Island Birth of Kong. I'd have to look at the timeline and all that too. So, and I think somebody corrects me in the comments, I think it was set before, maybe it's set slightly afterwards, so we don't really see the full Monarch presence on there, but maybe it'll tie back into that in the Aaron Brooks storyline at some point, or maybe it'll be something else, or perhaps this is just the foundations of Monarch fully establishing themselves on Skull Island, because again, it's a pretty big island, so I'm sure they're on there somewhere, and then they got to set the stage for building their giant little mega structure of sorts on the island to keep Kong contained at some point. I think that'll be happening in Monarch season 2, as they'll really explore the biosphere that they created for Kong. I'm really excited for Monarch season 2. I'm just eagerly anticipating when we'll finally get the release of that, because it just feels like I know the last movie came out last year, but now that it's getting the end of, now that we've pretty much gone the whole rest of 2024, and also 2025 is coming to an end, I'm like, man, I'm going through withdrawals again now. And yes, I still at least have this comic book stuff to kind of tide me over just a little bit, and I finally did pick up the Kong Survival Instinct game, which I haven't played yet, but it does have a storyline there. So that's at least a few things to kind of tide us MonsterVerse fans over. And again, it's good to have a little bit of a gap to kind of build anticipation. But now that we're kind of approaching like a full like year and a half since like the last movie, or really like live action stuff in any capacity, I'm like, I'm starting to miss it a little bit too. But that's okay. It's all right to miss things, and then it just gets you excited for when the next thing happens, because I know again they're filming stuff and post-production, all other stuff. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of like rambling on a bit more here. So what did I think overall of this issue? I did like it overall. I really off feeling about the cliffhanger ending here, because I'm just like, are we going to start a whole new comic book series, or is it just sort of ending here, continuing with issue 5? Because I didn't see issue 5, but there's some good action in there. I think it's interesting to see this Yuggoth Titan that's more elemental focused and seemingly able to control other Titans to kind of do its will. Maybe the muck or whatever like influences their brain or something. Mind controlled Titans concept, which has also been explored in the Titan Chasers MonsterVerse game a little bit, where they put these cybernetic enhancements into them. But maybe perhaps this elemental stuff could be used in a future MonsterVerse project, and maybe it's setting the stage for that to use something like that to kind of control Titans, or that other substance showcased in the. I don't know. There's a lot of questions where we could go from here at the MonsterVerse, but good stuff overall. It just feels like I am a little bummed that it's just sort of ending right here, and I don't know when it's going to pick up again. That's the disappointing thing. Like, it's only been 4 issues. I mean, comics come out like every month. Like, what's going to happen next? Are we going to go a couple month gap between issues, or like series? somebody please let me know, because I honestly have no clue, because I'm like, damn it, another cliffhanger ending right here. And it wouldn't be so bad if I didn't really see any future issues popping up, but alas, that's where we're at today. So, but some good entertaining stuff in here. But now it's just a matter of anticipating and wondering when the hell this series is going to be picked up again, because I honestly don't know. But still, at least a few things we got to see. Like I said, Kong fighting. We got the reunion of, Annie and Charlie and all that. But it just leaves me wanting more, because, well, I don't know when it's going to continue. And if this is the last issue of this series, that'd be kind of anticlimactic. Because now there's so many questions left over that I need answers to. But, yeah. Anyways, that's all I really have to say about this issue. What did you all think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. I got a lot of other comic reviews to talk about, but it's been a really busy day, so I want to get this one out of the way. And then I got some Godzilla stuff. I got the IDW thing. I got a Marvel thing. And then I got some DC books to talk about as well. I'm like, it's a pretty busy day in terms of comic books. I have like 3-4 different publishers to talk about. Because you got Titan Comics, you got IDW, and you got the Marvel stuff with Godzilla. And then you also got DC stuff. So it's been an eventful one. But anyways, what did you think of the issue? Post your comments down below. What are your theories? What's your speculation? Do you think we'll see Yuggoth appear in a movie, or just confined to this thing? What about those seemingly ability to kind of control and maneuver other Titans? Will that be a plot thread picked up in, I guess, the sequel series to this, or a future film, or Monarch Season 2? Do you think Annie's last name is going to be revealed to be Annie Darrow, like I'm speculating? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.